Well, welcome to Wake Up America. And I have with me today Jonathan Lawson, and I'm glad to have him with me today. And actually, you were on my show, I think, when I first had the radio program before I got into the TV. And it's been at least 2 years, I think.
It's a long time ago.
Since I talked to you. But there's a lot of things going on that you're doing now and stuff. And actually, you have a show on here, too.
Right.
And does it still follow my show? Or?
It certainly does. It's called the Local and Community Issues and Answers. A lot of different guests come in each week, and we're trying to target an outreach to the community. You know, our community is in such a bad shape right now with drugs and different situations, and we want to be a help, sis.
Well, you know, we just said as we was talking that until we get our community fixed, we shouldn't think that we can fix our state or our nation.
Right.
I mean, we have to fix, you know, we have to start at the bottom first and then go up. And there's so many issues that's in our community right now, and I think the biggest issue right now is the drugs.
Exactly. You know, every day you hear stories on the radio, on the news, another overdose, another family went into jail, another, you know, that's hurting people. And my heart goes out for hurting people and people that's just throwing away their lives with this drugs.
Well, I don't know, that girl, Amy, somebody that was a singer, I heard, you know, she died at 27.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many people that are dying at an early age because of this. And I think we're going to have to see how we can fix this, but a lot of it, I think, goes back to our families, too.
Right.
You know, because our families are in such a disrupt right now. I mean, with divorce
Exactly.
is on the rampage right now, too. I mean, everywhere you look, you know, people are not staying together when they make that commitment. And I don't really know why. I guess it's when they say those vows, I don't know if they really, really mean them because, you know, there's going to be, nothing's easy. I'm not going to tell you it is, you know, and I've been married now 32 years.
Right.
So, I mean, nothing's easy. So you can't just give up, I mean, when some problem comes to you. But we see, you know, the breakdown of the family.
Exactly. And, you know, people need to learn how to work together and to pray together. You know, get back to the basics. The basics was prayer and seeking a living God and going to church and living the right life, and then everything else will fall into place.
And, you know, it seems like our churches nowadays are just growing, you know, people are going cold on them because the doors are not at night. Half of the churches are wanting to close their doors because, but I just don't know if that's something that the preachers need to do. I mean, even if there's only one person sitting there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because that's just giving the devil headway. Don't you believe that?
And, you know, that's why I've dedicated my entire life to the ministry, to the cause of Christ. You know, at a very early age, I realized I need Jesus. I can't make it without the Lord. I can't make it without church and reading my Bible. So I started my ministry at a very young age. You know, a lot of my friends that I went to school with, they were,
can't believe it.
Yeah, they was out in the world and doing things of the world while I was still preaching the gospel. You know, at just 21 years old.
I'm glad that you've not let, you know, the things around you influence you in any way. But,
Right.
you know, I thought you had a good testimony, and I remember some of your testimony. But I was wondering if you could just tell that to the people again because, I mean, it was a very good testimony. Go ahead.
You know, I was raised in church ever since a young age. And then when I become a teenager, like when I was like 17 to 18, those 2 years were the worst 2 years of my life because I fell out of church and I went away from the Lord. And the devil come in like a raging flood, and he was trying to destroy me. Even one night it felt like he had his hands right around my neck, and I couldn't breathe, and I was just at the end of my rope. And I fell down on a hard concrete floor, face first, and I saw my whole life flashing before me, and I knew right then and there I was dying.
I forgot, was it your blood pressure?
Yeah.
It was sky high, wasn't it?
It was sky high. I had high blood pressure. I was sick. But you know what? I started crying out to a living God.
Amen.
I said, I have wasted this time. And God, Jesus, come right on the scene. It was just like, hot water just poured all over me. And I come off that floor another person. And I totally dedicated my life from that moment on to this moment to serving Him and to reaching out to lost souls. And that's my life.
Well, do you think that's a lot of the reason, you know, people are not getting the blessing is because they're not truly dedicated to the Lord.
That's exactly the
They're
reason.
truly not sold out.
And submitted. That word
Yeah,
submitted.
because if you're submitted, then you're listening.
Mm-hmm.
You're listening to His voice. You're listening to what He's saying to you, right?
Right.
And you'll try to do His will if
Exactly.
you can, any way that you can. And me and you both, we have this burden.
Oh,
We have this
yeah.
true burden for our country and for our community. And,
Yes.
He's give you a voice now. And I think that's amazing. And I'm just so thankful that I even have a voice. And we were talking about one voice can make a difference.
Exactly right. And we're not in no competition. We ain't out here trying to see who can do better or this, that, and that. We're working together for God's glory, trying to make a difference in somebody's life.
And that's what I think it has to be.
Amen.
It has to be a together thing, and even with the Christian people, we have to get together to where we can fight this enemy. But we have to watch, because I've heard in the last days, that people will try to say, that they serve the same God we do.
Right.
And a lot of these religions are not true. I mean, without the bloodshed of Jesus